Let's do this again. Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It's your host, David Schlotthauer here in the Weather Center, and we are going to give you the very latest update on this atmospheric river that is anticipated for late tonight, through the day tomorrow, and also into Saturday and Sunday. And with more additional heavy rainfall and atmospheric rivers through the middle of next week. Before we do get started, though, I want to welcome everybody here. And also, we're going to have to start this all over because this is going to be in a video format. And so, yes, we're just going to have to do everything all over because of all of the spam and everything that happened earlier. So I'm so sorry about this. I did not want this to happen, but you can blame it on the people that are spamming earlier in the live stream where no moderators except for one was able to take care of it. So we're going to try this again. But yeah, hey everybody. What's up, Keith? What's up, Cheesy? How are you doing? Christy, how are you? Welcome, welcome. When we get more people joining here, we will get started. Again, I do apologize about earlier, folks. I did not want that to happen, but yes, the spamming needed to end by just creating a new stream, and hopefully that fixed the problem. And also, I did enable our slow-mo, so that way spamming can't indeed happen, actually. So it's a more enjoyable, friendly experience for a lot of you that are watching this. So now, with some of you that are here, as you know, we're going to be dealing with a lot of rainfall, lots of gusty winds, and some high elevation snow. But hey, looking at the current satellite imagery right now in California, we are starting to get some high clouds moving into the area. So you can see some cirrus clouds moving in from the west here, an indication that, yep, the pattern is changing. We're already getting more westerly and southwesterly flow in the lower levels and the middle levels of the atmosphere. And this is going to be the beginning of a long stretch of rainy days that are anticipated across our area. So here's a wider picture showing us on what is going on out there in the Pacific. It's besides looking at California here. And you can see Nevada looking pretty good right now. No clouds at all. But yes, look at this. All out here in the Pacific, we got our first area of low pressure. That's going to bring in our Friday into Saturday morning system. That's going to be skirting us to the north, bringing that atmospheric river into our area. And then we have a second system out here that is lurking north of Hawaii, what we call the Kohana. I call it the Kohana low. And I believe that's how you say it and how it's meant to say. That's going to be moving in right here. So these two systems are going to be our best friends at ending our dry streak in some areas in 4 weeks. Yeah, it's been almost a month since it last rained. Actually, yeah, it's been almost a month since we went into this dry spell. So it's welcoming to see that all come to fruition. All this rain that we need. As long as it's not just so much, then we can get away with that. So what you're looking at here, and let me switch scenes to our full screen here so you can see this is basically our IVT, which stands for Integrated Vapor Transport. It's how much moisture is being advected in by the low-level jet that associates with this with moisture. And the vectors tell us how fast that moisture is actually moving. So we can see here, anything in yellow is moisture that is being highlighted, or integrated vapor transport, and that is moving into California. So as we go over the next 24 hours here, you can see how this gets closer and closer and closer to California. And this is the 12Z Euro model showing us that. And so by the time we go into tomorrow morning, our last day, let me make sure. Yep, wait, no. Yeah, this is Friday morning. This is Friday afternoon. This is Saturday morning right here. Yeah, you know what that is? That's the fire hose aimed at California. All of Northern California here really getting hit pretty good with a lot of rainfall, strong winds, you name it. And there's even more out here. All this red, that's a lot of moisture, a lot of vapor transport. Excuse me. So now what goes on in Southern California? You might mistake this as oh, we're going to get moisture as well. Yay, to end the fire crisis, which there are no fires burning down there at this very moment. On satellite imagery standpoint, there is nothing there. The fires are getting contained. They're not completely contained yet, but they are getting there. And this is going to certainly help with more additional moisture overspreading the area. But look at what we have over here in California. That is, or the Bay Area, I should say, and the Sacramento Valley, higher amounts of IVT, integrated vapor transport. And this gives us an idea that, wow, there's going to be a lot of moisture transporting into our area. And what this is going to lead to is once this hits the coastal range mountains and the Sierra foothills, it is going to be squeezed out enormously by the topographical effects. All right. And so, yeah, on the windward side, the western facing slopes, as well as the coastal range mountains, we're looking at very concerning rainfall totals over a period of 3 days. And this is going to continue all the way. Look at this moisture really does not lose a grip on California. This just continues, and continues for literally, we are looking at 6 days. Yeah, 6 days of this before this moves into Southern California, where they're going to get some rain. And this time, yes, with a lot of forcing here on the mountain sides here of SoCal, you're going to get much needed precipitation. That won't come, though, until we get into Wednesday, into perhaps on Thursday. And then that's really it on that before maybe something else comes in by the weekend into perhaps the following weekend, the first full week of February. So now another product that I like to use here is the precipitable water. How much water are we expecting in the Intermountain West here of California? Well, look at these numbers. These are definitely up there, right around about 1.3 to about 1.4 inches across the Bay Area. And then it continues. This atmospheric river is going to continue through Tuesday. And notice how I just went. That is a stretch all the way from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and might even go into early Wednesday morning. That is a long duration. All right, if the stream did act up on you guys, please refresh your side. It's not on my end. It's YouTube having issues, whatnot, right? So, yeah, I saw that in the chat. Some of you are having trouble. So just reset if you can. Refresh your stream on your end. So, yeah, that is a perhaps even a 5-6 day period that I just went through. And this moisture does not move. It's going to just kind of camp out over our area. And then that moves into Southern California, where this pattern is a good pattern. Westerly flow aloft. That means that lower pressure onshore over the Four Corners, that's going to help to usher in oceanic air over into Southern California. And that's going to help to whatever fires or whatever is not contained for these people or for the firefighters to get an easy handle on those fires down there. And then this is going to continue all the way even into the weekend. And this is the GFS 18Z run showing us Another decent plume of moisture. And look at this. For Southern California, it really hits them really good. And this would be for, again, Saturday all the way through Sunday and Monday the following week. So that would be for the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th of February. Not this weekend, but next weekend. All right. And then maybe more after that. We'll just have to see on how models handle this. Because, of course, the further out you go in time, there's a lot of uncertainty that builds up in the modeling. And therefore, we cannot make a very accurate prediction beyond 7 to 10 days out. So let's take a look at our atmospheric river scale here. What this is telling us is both duration and intensity. All right, so in this case, we're looking at a very long atmospheric river that lasts for about 3 days, and it's also going to be fairly intense. So we're looking at a strong AR category here, category 4, that is. So down here is category 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If I got that correctly. And right here, this little A, don't you all like getting A's when you're an A on a test or an A on paper? I got an A today with my test, and what do you know? There's a little letter A here showing us a strong atmospheric river that will last a full 72 hours. That's a full 3 days, lasting all the way from Friday all the way into Monday. That's the initial one, and then we have a second, more intense one, well, less intense, for Tuesday and a Wednesday. So we can see that. And by the way, what you don't want is this letter A to move up into this area, okay, or up into this box. This is the worst case scenario here. This is the least worst scenario here. So you do not want this letter A to end up over here. Imagining having a category 5, or I think they go up to category 6. No, they don't. It's just category 5. Imagining having an exceptional atmospheric river event that lasted 3 days. That would be really, really bad for California. Fortunately, we're not headed in that direction, and this is just going to be a code orange instead. But still, this is going to be definitely a impactful river. So we can see here on the graph, lasting again from Friday all the way into Monday and Tuesday, the orange here indicates the strength of it, and the peak here on the IVT, integrated vapor transport magnitudes, are around that strong category. And on the control run, which is a singularity run that runs the Euro, is also showing that this could be a low, mid, and even high-grade atmospheric river event for lasting at least 6 to 12 hours for Saturday morning. So let's take a look now at with what this looks like here on the HRRR model. Okay, and so what we're looking at here is our simulated radar composite reflectivity forecast. Yeah, we can simulate things into time, giving us what might end up happening. All right, so as we put this into motion, you can see here, the 0Z run is actually coming in, but until that comes in, we'll refer to the 18Z run. And you can see that overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, yes, the Pacific Northwest and Northwestern California going to get hammered pretty good with moderate to heavy rainfall, and also for Oregon and Washington for the higher elevations, going to get some mountain snowfall. Now, it's going to be pretty high for these locations, but much cooler temperatures will arrive up there in the Washington, Oregon area, and you watch these snow levels drop. Now, for California, as far as that goes, your snow levels will be pretty high, up and around, say, 7,000 to 8,000 feet on Friday and Saturday. They actually might be a little lower, or will be a little lower tonight and tomorrow, and then they'll start coming up once that warmer air comes in with the second impulse of moisture. So you can see rainfall is going to start coming down. We'll actually get into more detail on that in a second with timing when we zoom in closer into Northern California. But yeah, watch this. Watch the Portland, Seattle metro area, Salem, Eugene in Oregon. Watch this. Just watch that green turn over to blue. See that? Excuse me. By Saturday morning, look at it, snowing. It is snowing in Portland, Oregon. All that blue on your screen, yeah, those are snow showers. Some of those could be thunder snow because it's convective in nature. So yeah, it's snowing in Portland. It's snowing in Seattle, Washington. Even along the coast here of Oregon and Washington, there is snow over the ocean. That goes to show you that it is going to be pretty cold up there, but not for California. It's going to be a different situation where we get this atmospheric river and where it's just going to be raining and it's going to be pretty mild. Temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s. Actually, it's going to be warmer on Saturday with the rainfall than it is today without the rainfall, and even with the sun that is shining. So now when it comes to California, when does that rain start? So as far as it goes, if you are in Ukiah, if you are in Mendocino, if you're in, say, Fort Bragg, California, the rain's going to start late tonight and then move into Redding, Red Bluff, Chico, as well as Redding. By the time we go into Friday morning, so for your morning commute, you're going to start getting rainfall in that area. And then look what happens. Once it starts, hold me to it. Hold me to it. It is not going to stop. It is not going to stop raining. Maybe some areas it may briefly stop for about an hour, but in general, we're looking at light, moderate, and heavy, steadier rainfall throughout the day on Friday, but especially Saturday. Wait until I show you Saturday. It's going to really be coming down. So that goes through, and we just get this off again, on again kind of thing. Shower activity over our area, and then the higher elevations. Yeah, look at how high that snowfall is for Saturday morning, and that's, well, because of the warmer air that advects in. But once that cooler air comes in, hopefully whatever we get, snow levels will come down a little bit, but still an atmospheric river here. This is moderate, a light to moderate to even perhaps heavier rainfall aimed in Northern California here, like Placerville, down here in Sonora, Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, the Bay Area spots like Oakland, Livermore, San Jose, Napa, Sausalito areas going to get some decent rainfall out of this system. And just ignore the freezing rain. That's not going to even be happening up there. That's the model. There's some errors with it. Now, looking at the NAM model, let's see what that is showing. It is showing us a different scenario, but more aggressive actually than the HRRR. So the first piece of moisture arrives around lunchtime on Friday, and then look at what happens. It rains pretty good across much of the area, including for Sacramento and the foothills of the Sierra. High elevation snow, take note of that. Friday night, it really comes up to about past levels, if not a little higher than that. But look at this. It is going to rain, and it is going to rain. It's not going to stop at all. And this just continues. It just continues and continues. And some of this is actually pretty heavy, like the Santa Cruz Mountains, including for the Bay Area. And boy, especially for the foothills of the Sierra, that's nonstop moderate rainfall amounts. Rainfall amounts here per hour could range between 1/4 to 1/2 inch at times. And look at this. This continues to be a thing. Look how high those snowfall levels are, by the way, Saturday morning. And then once the cooler air does arrive, snow levels should gradually come down a little bit throughout the day on Saturday into Saturday night, but not a whole lot because we're still going to keep this fetch of moisture. Now, do not be fooled, okay, that Saturday night does dry out for some locations, for many at least at this point on this model. We're going to have to wait for our next couple of runs to come in to capture the whole duration of this atmospheric river event. But there might be breaks here and there, especially for Sunday, but don't get fooled. We will get more significant rainfall as we go into the early part in the middle of next week. All right, so we have a series of these systems going to be rip-rowing through our area, and that's going to cause more problems than what we're going to see this weekend. In fact, if we look further out in time, we can see that the rain is going to come back gradually, especially up here in the foothills. It may not stop raining at all through Sunday night and Monday morning. So just kind of continuing with that atmospheric river. But the snowfall levels do come down to about 4,000 to 5,000 feet. So that is some good news to hear about. Lower snow levels with this. And then you got more moisture off the Pacific that is going to be streaming in. Now, taking a look at those, and I was using this the whole time. I forgot to switch scenes. So that's what I was hoping to show you here, the full screen mode. Now, looking at those rainfall totals here for all of California. This is the national blended model. Let me see if we got a new one in. No, we don't. So this is the very latest information, and what you see here is rainfall totals up to a foot to maybe a couple of feet of totals. 2 feet in around Blue Canyon. That is pretty serious. Pretty serious when you think about it. Right all in here, this purple, this grape purple magenta color. That's the thumbnail in this live stream, by the way. And it's pointing to, well, 2 feet of rainfall in that area. The Sacramento Valley likely to get about I would say about 5 to 7 to maybe 8 inches throughout the 7 to 8 day period here, with maybe a foot of rainfall here over the Bay Area, the coastal range mountains, and also the northern mountains here of Shasta could get about a foot of rainfall before this is all said and done. So yeah, there is a lot of water coming in over the next week or so, okay? But let alone, okay, right here all the way through, pretty much all the way through Sunday, this is what you're going to see, about 8 or 9 inches, maybe 10 inches, and then there's this additional storm system that really adds on to more additional rainfall thereafter that. So there's 2 notable storms that are going to deliver us some decent rainfall. So now how much snowfall could you see out of this? So yeah, this is from the national blend of models yet again, same model, but only looking further out in time through the very end of the forecast period here of February the 10th. And what this is showing us is how much snow. So looking at the Cascade range here of Oregon and Washington, some areas here could get about 4 to 8 feet of snowfall when you add this all up. The Sierras, some of the higher elevations of the Sierras could get over 10 feet of snowfall. You have to get up to about 9,000, 10,000 feet to get those snowfall totals. But we are looking at some pretty serious snowfall totals here above about 6,000 to 7,000 feet, and including even for the northwestern portion of California. The Intermountain West is going to get a lot of snowfall out of this whole river of moisture. And of course, don't want to spoil this, but yeah, for the rest of the country, we're looking at some good snow also across the Great Lakes and the Northeast, but only a foot of snowfall in that time frame. So that's not a whole lot. That's like an inch a day on average of snowfall. And that's not really significant when you spread it out in a longer period of time. But yeah, it's all eyes on deck for California. So looking at the GFS model here, okay, so this is basically a different representation on how this all plays out. This is the 18Z run. So when we put this into motion, look at how this river of moisture just kind of sits. It just sits and sits and sits, moves through, and it looks like on this model, it clears out late Tuesday. So it looks like now, so it looks like pretty much, is this even? Okay, yeah, so pretty much all day Tuesday, from about 1 in the morning on Tuesday, actually probably about 10 in the morning in some locations, some areas, it's going to rain just constantly. This goes north and then it comes back south. And so you can see from about, say, Monday night all the way through on this model, through Tuesday night, it rains. But looks like Wednesday now looks to be dry, although much colder, as you can see some cooler air moving in out of the north. Some snow for the Sierra, for the higher elevations. And then we get a break. Temperatures moderate a little bit. And then look what happens. Another one of these systems rolls on through. That goes on by, and then another system just continues to whack us up the side of the head, and then maybe another system towards the end of the forecast. So it is just repetitive. We get maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 days of drier weather for the second weekend of February, since the first is on Saturday. But then we might get into another wet spell here. But I think beyond the 15th or the 16th of February, the pattern will likely change to where we do get drier weather eventually. Okay, so you can see as we play this through all the way, it's just constant storms moving into the west, and also for the Pacific Northwest. So now let's see how much rainfall when we add this all up over the next 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty serious on the GFS model. Now, I don't think this is going to come to fruition. I highly doubt this. But I'll tell you, that's a lot of rainfall. Potentially 16 to 27 inches of rainfall. On this, 28 inches, that is, for this portion of the Sierra. That is a lot, and a lot of water. If we look at previous runs, though, it has been consistent, though. It's been showing 27 to 28 inches. Yeah, so it has been consistent over the last 4 or 5 model runs. This is the 0Z from last night, 06Z, 12Z, and 18Z. So it's been very consistent, actually. Yeah, so this is alarming. This is concerning for the foothills. For the valley, though, doesn't change very much. We're still looking at about 4 to about 6 inches of rainfall through this period, but I think there's going to be more. The GFS is not a perfect model, and that's why we use the European model, and yeah, you can see there 4 to 5 inches. Now, there's one model that I don't really like to use, but I do use it sometimes, is our Canadian model. What does that show? All right, so, and I've seen this already, and it doesn't look very good. So let's put this into motion and look at how much rainfall. Through Tuesday morning, yeah, this is fantasy. This is absolutely historic. This is off the charts right here. That even happens. That's 33 inches of rainfall. I don't see that happening at all. At least close to 2 feet, though, of rainfall is a very big possibility, but not 33 inches. That's quite a bit of rainfall, and that's through the next 5 days. Yeah, 5 days, folks. That is not no 2 or like 7 or 8 or even 10 days. All right, and then look at this. Let's go forward. It continues with more additional rainfall. Yeah, in the next 10 days, hello, welcome, 44 inches, 45 inches, in fact. Yeah, 45 inches of rainfall falling over the Sierras, including the mountains, with Sacramento picking up 10 inches of rainfall. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see. I don't think it's not, anything's possible, though. Anything is, but a huge outlier given our national blend of models. But hey, every model has their own way of forecasting, and that's a lot of water. That's a lot falling down from the sky. Snowfall totals, though, yeah, 208 inches. And if I do the calculation here, inches to feet, so 208 inches, that's 17 feet. That is 17 feet of snowfall on the Canadian model. What does the GFS actually show? I'm curious. Yeah, a lot lesser snowfall, but when you add on all more additional storms through the next couple of weeks, that's 222 inches, which would be about 18 to 19 feet of snowfall. The European model, let's take a look at that. Yeah, European model right here. A lot lesser over the same period. Yeah, hey, look at what's going on here. A little bit of snow in the lower elevations, and even in the valley, getting a dusting of snow. That's also not going to happen. Not usually in mid-February. We don't see that happen very often. Once in a blue moon it will, but most likely it's likely to occur highest chances would be like in early to mid-January when it's the coldest time of the year for us. Yeah, so that's that. Let's look at the 18Z Euro. That just came in, and it looks like it trended a little north, but still looking at about 4 to 5 inches of rainfall for the Sacramento area. And yeah, Paradise up here looking at about 18 inches of rainfall through Wednesday next week. And this doesn't go beyond that. It's limited. It only goes out to 144 hours out, which is still good and all. Okay, let's see what the APHIS model shows. How much rainfall is that calling for? Yeah, so this is a little, yeah, this is not even high res at all, but it'll do the trick. Everything shifted a little northward in this cycle. The 18Z tends to do that though. It really does. The GEFS ensemble, let's see what that shows. That also shifted a little bit to the north, but still looking at some decent rainfall totals. All right, so with that being said, let's take a look here at the California Nevada River Forecast Center. And this is really important because this gives us an idea on, one, how much rainfall will we see, and based on what they're seeing, how will this relate to the potential for some flooding on our rivers, around our rivers through the next week or so. So we can see for Northern Sierra, by the way, these green bars are our freezing levels. So that's how high the freezing level is, and that's really where our snow line is. So yeah, the freezing level Friday night into Saturday is over 10,000 feet. Okay. Oh, no, wait, no. Hold on. No, that's not our freezing level. Got mixed up. Our freezing level is this blue line. Sorry, I should have known that already. I did know that. I guess I looked at the wrong thing. But yeah, the blue line here is our freezing level, and our freezing level is going to be about 7,000 to 8,000 feet, which besides, yeah, we were going to see snow level down below 10,000 feet anyway, so I should have known that already. Yeah, this is where the snow level is going to be. It's going to be pretty high on Saturday, right around 7,000 to 8,000 feet, and then it gradually comes down on Monday and Tuesday. Perhaps on this model, we get it down all the way down to 4,000 feet. By Tuesday and a Wednesday, Central Sierra, snow levels come down to about 5,000 to 6,000 feet, and then we can see in the Southern Sierra, they're much higher, and that's just because, well, that's further south. Temperatures tend to be warmer the further south you get. Snow levels tend to be higher. But yeah, now as far as the rainfall or precipitation rates go, yeah, we're looking at some pretty decent rainfall Friday night into Saturday. This is an overall forecast, and then more additional rainfall expected, more higher rainfall rates on Monday into Tuesday. Same thing for the Central Sierra, higher rainfall rates on Saturday, a little lesser on Sunday into Monday, but really Tuesday into Wednesday is when those rates go up. Same thing for the Southern Sierra, but it's really that second river by Tuesday into Wednesday. That's going to bring a lot more impacts to SoCal and Central California. And that means snow levels, they're going to come down, and there will be snow falling at the lower elevations. So that's what this is telling us right now as far as this goes. So now another map that I wanted to share with you all too is how much rainfall are we forecasting over the next 24 hours as far as these totals go over the Sacramento, Cedar Foothills, and the Bay Area spots. And again, this is just for the Sacramento, San Francisco, CWA areas, so county warning areas. In the 24-hour period, Sacramento and Stockton are expecting around 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rainfall. And more concerning, Blue Canyon, Placerville, Calaveras, Big Trees areas could see anywhere between about 3 to 6 inches of rainfall in a 24-hour period. You see that 24 hours, you could get up to 6 inches. 6 inches of rainfall or QPF amounts in that period. Versus other areas in the Bay Area, the lower elevations, you're only going to see about an inch to an inch and a half, to maybe almost about an inch and a half, that is. But let's go to the next 3 days. What does that show us? Well, it's looking a lot more concerning, actually. And so Blue Canyon, some of these lower elevations could get up to 6 to 8 inches of rainfall. 6 to 8 inches of rainfall in a 3-day period is going to lead to concerns for flooding. Some of the non-controlled or the rivers, the streams that are not flood controlled could actually rise uncontrollably due to the heavier rainfall and enhanced runoff. The good news is the 4-week dry spell was helpful at the end of the day, because if we didn't have a 4-week dry spell and we had this storm, we would be in a lot of trouble. We would be seeing a lot of landslides, mudslides, debris flows, a lot of river, small creek, stream flooding, that sort of thing. This is going to be able to soak in pretty nicely, but the ground could only take so much water before we start seeing runoff. So that is going to be the thing with this, is lots of rainfall in the foothills and the Sierra, with more rainfall for the Bay Area spots, and Sacramento only looking at about 2 inches of rain during the 3-day period. So roughly about 3/4 of an inch or so on average during a 24-hour period when you extrapolate it from 3 days. Now, looking at the 6-day outlook here, this is really, really concerning. That combines our second system. So this is basically from this morning. This was issued. Let me see if they did an update. No, they didn't. So basically it runs from this morning, January the 30th, all the way through Wednesday morning at 4 a.m. And again, we could see additional rainfall through at least Wednesday late morning. So this could add up a little bit more than what this is showing. But in general, look at how much rainfall is going to fall in a 6-day period. 20 inches of rainfall in Blue Canyon. And this is from the National Weather Service. This is a conservative forecast. Placerville, a foot of rainfall. Kirkwood, right below the snow line. Calaveras, Big Trees, a foot of rainfall. Sonora, 6 to 8 inches. Auburn, some of these areas, Grass Valley, could see almost a foot of rainfall in a 6-day period. Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, 3 to 6 inches of rainfall in this given time frame. And then, of course, right along the Bay Area, the northern coast of Lakeport, Eureka, could see anywhere between, say, about 5 to 8 inches of rainfall in a 6-day period. So that's a lot of water. That's going to lead to a lot of problems, a lot of flooding, at least for the Wednesday storm, because our soils will be so saturated from this weekend storm. And so when we add on that second storm, it's just going to make matters more worse than what they already should be. All right. So that's what we're continuing with at this given time. Big atmospheric river headed for California. And it's not just one. It's going to be two of these that are going to lead to problems. Therefore, the Weather Prediction Center, let me go over to here. So the Weather Prediction Center WPC has issued a slight risk. Let me see if they updated this. Nope, they haven't. So it is still a slight risk for heavy rainfall. I would not be surprised in their next outlook or in their next couple that there is a moderate risk of heavy rainfall right up in here, specifically right up in here where we see the most accumulations happen in that period of time. Actually, well, this is in the next 3 days, so it would probably stay at a slight risk. But either way, there is a slight risk out for the Bay Area spots. Very populated area. Sacramento area, very populated. And I'm under a slight risk for heavy rainfall here and the potential for some flooding. And then for the foothills of the Sierra below the snow line, we are looking at a slight risk for heavy rainfall. All right. Any questions, anybody? Any questions at all? Oh, I wanted to show you the National Weather Service. So there's flood warnings out, or flood watches, that is. There are flood watches out for our area, for Marysville, for Alder Springs, Shasta, Redding, as well as Red Bluff, under flood watches. And let me see what this is warned for. Yeah, so additional details, periods of moderate to heavy rainfall with totals 2 to 4 inches over a 2-day period. Wow. Heaviest rainfall expected Friday afternoon through Saturday morning. So that's going to be the greatest period where we are going to see the heaviest rainfall come down across the area. So, yeah. And impacts here. Excessive runoff will result in sharp rises on rivers, creeks, and streams. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Flooding may occur in poor drainage in urban areas. And again, this is all the way across much, or pretty much the entire northern end of the Sacramento and San Joaquin valleys under that flood risk. And then the foothills of the Sierra under a flood watch as well. So I'm surprised the Bay Area has not issued anything yet, as to my knowledge. They should issue something hopefully soon. Hey, Sacramento for once is on it. They're ahead of the game as far as rainfall as their forecast. And this is concerning. This is a lot of rainfall that we are expecting. And yeah, so you can see here the timeline from the graphic here that I brought up is Friday, light to moderate rainfall. That's going to be a more minor to moderate impact day. And then Saturday and Sunday is when we have that moderate, and then potentially that stronger system, not really AR based though. It has a bit of an AR component, but it's the P watts are lower, but we have more forcing. We have more dynamics to work with. We have stronger winds that we're going to be dealing with. So therefore, there is a major impact out for that system. So we have 2 big days to highlight, Saturday and then on Tuesday and into Wednesday will be the days to really watch for a lot of impactful weather. And just like we just showed you here, you can see moderate to major impacts for the first storm, and then the snowfall is looking minor, especially just for the passes, not looking at a whole lot of problems there, which is good. But hey, look at where it does fall, like in Lassen Peak, could get 96 to 100 plus inches of snowfall through Sunday, just in that little mountain top alone, and some of the higher peaks here of like Mount Shasta, Whiskey Town, some of these areas, the higher elevations, yeah, can get a lot more snowfall. But this is not a very big snowy storm, of course, which is good news because we don't want any spinouts in the higher elevations. Now let's get to any questions that you guys might have, because I'm going to have to head out here in about 15 or so minutes. Probably not many questions since we only really have 50 people watching, but it's worth asking still. More Arctic air, someone is asking. Okay, so I am going to go on a little tangent. I'm going to rant off, or yeah, I hope this doesn't cause anybody to hate me at all, but honestly, people out there on YouTube need to literally stop hyping up that there's going to be another Arctic air mass. You know, there are a couple of people out there that are saying there's going to be more big snowstorms coming for the high plains. I'm not seeing that very often, which is why we are not focusing on the rest of the nation, and we're really focused on the Intermountain West in this live stream, because I don't know where people are seeing this from. If we look at our snowfall forecast over the next 7 days. This is the 10-1 ratio from the ensemble forecast. There's really not any big winter storms coming. Nothing really big as far as snowfall totals go for the Great Lakes or for the Northeast. Only about 6 inches is expected here. And when we look at this from the European ensemble forecast, even lesser amount. So I don't even understand why YouTubers out there are still saying we're going to have major snowstorms, major ice storms. Again, you know who you are. I'm not going to call out any YouTuber here because if I wanted to, I could, but I don't want this to cause a lot of problems with me and everything else. But I will tell you what, though, people are hyping up the winter storm still, and it's got to stop. It really has to. Now I understand if they're talking about mainly for the Pacific Northwest and California. Of course, we're looking at a lot of snowfall in that area. But, I mean, come on. Where do we see a major snowstorm? Ask me right now. Where do you see a major snowstorm? Really nowhere. Nowhere. And that is why I don't hype up stuff until it's needed. Like on that historic storm, that was needed to be hyped up about because that was once in a lifetime event for the Deep South. But like, I'm just telling you right now, like, I try to be as accurate as I can and honest with my forecast. Sorry, my face is twitching a little bit. But honestly, I'm the more reliable one out there. When it comes down to that. And even the deterministic, let's look at the deterministic forecast. Hey, where's our major snowstorms? Let me ask you all this. Where are they at? Next 7 days. This is the deterministic forecast. Again, let's not focus on the Intermountain West. Let's just focus on the eastern half of the nation. Where are the big snowstorms? Really, like, there's nothing. There is nothing out there. There really isn't. Now, there has been some threatening model runs that have shown a lot of snow, but I wait for many model runs to make that like, okay, we are going to see a lot of snow. We're going to see a lot of problems. I'm not seeing that. GFS, let's see what the GFS is showing. Yeah, so a quick mover snowstorm, about 3 to 5 inches of snowfall for the Northeast. It's nothing to write home about at all. This is just a trashy pattern for much of the east of the Rockies. Now, the ice storm part, okay, there was a YouTuber said that there is going to be an extreme ice storm coming. Also, I do not believe that at all. I don't know why they're forecasting a major crippling ice storm because this is pretty far out, and we have seen many model runs change this all up. I mean, look at last night's run. 0Z run, 06Z run, 12Z run. This is all over the place. This is completely all over the place. So, yes, there might be some ice up here across portions of the Northeast, but more likely less than about more or less than 0.05 of an inch. We're not seeing a whole lot at all. Nothing to write home about. Nothing that would lead to a lot of problems. Well, 0.05 of an inch does lead to problems, but I mean, my confidence right now on this system for Thursday next week is very low. 8 days out. Well, yeah, this would be about 8 days out. So it is really far. It's not. There's just nothing big out there. Now I do understand why people don't want to watch me on YouTube. It's just because the weather is dead. After looking at my analytics and everything and looking across my niche, there's not really a lot going on. That's why no one's watching me, which is fine. But I love the engagement. I love seeing a huge audience. Love seeing all the interactions. That's the fun part. When I get more viewers, I love to interact with people. But when my videos are doing terrible, I don't have that interaction. So, now someone also said Arctic outbreak. Let's take a look at that. So, I don't see anything really big happening as far as Arctic outbreaks. Now, if anything happens, it's going to be up over in here across the Pacific Northwest. Western half of Canada is where we're going to see the coldest air, but I'm not seeing much of that getting down into the lower 48, into the deep south or the mid-Atlantic anytime soon. And it's going to be pretty warm in some sense, probably over the next, well, for all of next week. All right. We will see what happens after that, but I am not moving forward with saying, oh, we're going to see a big Arctic outbreak. Yes, YouTubers already clickbaiting, saying we're going to have another historic Arctic invasion. That's really stupid to look that far out and just call it a record-breaking Arctic outbreak, to be honest. We're going to wait for more information before we solidify that. Let's see the European model. Let's see what that is showing. Yeah, so it does cool off. It does get colder, but it doesn't rank as high as what we just recently had. The Arctic outbreak that we had recently, that was a big deal. This one is not going to be as bad, but it is going to get colder. Which, by the way, that is a strong cold front. That is a strong boundary right there. 80s south of that front, upper 70s to lower 80s, and then to the north you get temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Much colder north of that front. But there's not much moisture. There's not much moisture to advect that all in. And that's to be expected when you have more of a zonal flow here. We don't have a really dynamic situation where these troughs get out of the west and they move into the plains that give us a Colorado Rocky Low and then move that into the Great Lakes region. So in my honest opinion, I'm not seeing much out there on the radar yet. It is still too far out, and once we get closer, you'll be the first to know on my channel once those changes do occur. Once confidence is high enough. And look at, even in the next 6 days, or 7 days that is this an Arctic air mass? Like, come on. An Arctic air mass? No, it's not. So it's going to be warm. It's probably record warm, actually. So time to have fun walking your dog. Maybe have a picnic. Go to the park. Throw a frisbee. Have some fun. Take a break from watching my channel because, yeah, you're going to want the break because once we get into hurricane season and severe weather season, yeah, you'll probably be glued to my channel like you were during just recently. Do they have severe weather out for the spring yet? I don't think so. I don't think they do severe weather outlooks. I've never heard of that, at least. Is Rosamond, California going to get a lot of flooding? Oh, Rosamond, California. Let's go to that. But yeah, just to kind of summarize that really quickly, there's no Arctic outbreaks coming for the northern plains modified, but for the rest of the nation, no. And I'll get back to that in just a second. So, Rosamond, that city I don't know in California. Never heard of that, but let's see where that's at. Oh, that's because it's, oh wow, Barstow area. Or well, a Great Basin. So that area is, excuse me. So let's look at the National Blenda model on that. So rainfall totals in that area, yeah, you're only looking at about a tenth to a quarter of an inch. You're not looking at a whole lot. In fact, you're not looking at anything virtually through the next 10 days. Just that one little piece of moisture that rolls through from that second system. And that's about it. That's all you're going to get. So yeah, wooden doors, yeah, you're not going to see a whole lot. Pretty boring for your area. Windy though, definitely some strong winds with this pattern setting up, but yeah, nothing in the way of significance of rainfall. All right. Do you guys have anything else? But I did want to summarize that really quickly. All I got to say, I'm not trying to get more attention on my channel. I'm not trying to get more views or more subscribers. No, I'm not trying to sound like that. Yes, I did sound like that just a couple of days ago. When you see a rapid decline in your viewership in a short amount of time, that is a cause for concern. But I guess it's normal. I guess because there's not a whole lot of weather going on, which you would think there is. Oh, there is something going on. There's always something going on in our weather department. If that's the Southeast, if that's the Pacific Northwest, if that's even California, you would think there would be something big going on. But I guess rain is not interesting to anybody versus the icy, snowy Arctic side of things and hurricanes and a big time severe weather risk. Cookie dough ice cream. Oh, you make me hungry. You know what? I want to eat you. I want to eat you. I want to chew you up. No, I'm just kidding. I know that sounded a little weird and offensive, but yeah. And that's why I've been, fussering about that on my channel. Like, boy, why are people leaving? Why are people leaving my channel? It's like, dude, I didn't change anything. I hope I didn't. I hope I didn't push anybody away from the channel. But yeah. But yeah, just be careful who you watch, please, because I'm telling you right now, okay, and I'm telling you this from my own experience, that if you hear the words extreme winter storms coming, extreme this, extreme that, now, yesterday I went a little over the top with the serious storms, but yeah, these two systems are kind of serious. One bringing some flooding across Arkansas. There's a flood watch out and flood warnings there. And then, of course, in California, those two storms are kind of serious when you think about it on a perspective, at least in my own perspective. But yeah, if you see thumbnails saying extreme storm coming, extreme Arctic invasion, the worst Arctic invasion in my lifetime, or the worst snowstorm in my lifetime, that I don't get it. It's up to you who you want to watch, but I don't watch those channels. I really don't. Because, I mean, for one thing, if you know for a fact that there's not going to be an extreme Arctic air mass coming, and you see a thumbnail like that, that should tell you something like, you're just doing it for views, dude. You're doing this just for the clicks. And that's what they're doing it for. They are literally doing it for the clicks. They're doing this to get attention because they see that the weather pattern is dead and they're not getting the views, they're not getting the attention, and so they're going to clickbait and they're going to go hard on it just to get attention. But I learned the hard way just recently that even clickbaiting right now is not getting me anything. So I might as well not clickbait much anymore. Which then kind of gives circles us into this. On Saturday, we are going to go live. We're doing another Saturday night live with David Schlotthauer here. We're going to have some fun. Throw out the popcorn. What's up, Raptor? I've been back. I've been back, brother. How are you doing? Yeah, this is one of our loyal viewers. And actually, Raptor, I've known you so long that you get a surprise. You get a huge, huge, huge surprise. But yeah, we're going to have another Saturday night live. This is not related to the weather by any means. We're just going to have some fun, answer your guys' questions. But the main... Oh my gosh, did not try to sneeze there. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I wanted to show you this really quickly before I close this down. There is going to be a survey, okay, that I have created. You guys don't like surveys. I know it already, but it's that time of the year again. I need to know from a lot of you guys, okay? The link is not going to be out until Saturday morning, so you guys are not going to be able to access this right now, but this is really important. Okay, I need your guys' honest opinion, because if you guys want me to improve my production here, at the end of the day, this is my job. We need to get feedback. If you go to a store, they'll ask, can you take a quick survey? Let me know how you like this, or what do you want changed? And so I want you guys to do a survey, and everything. And I'm going to push this out to a lot of people. I'm going to try my best at it, because I need to hear a lot of the feedback. Because if I don't get the feedback, I don't know what my audience wants or what they don't want. Okay. And yeah, it's going to be a little long survey, but it is important. I did also add some stuff for the membership section, as well as YouTube channel help, such as moderation and stuff, subscribe and the subscribe section and everything. But that's going to be out on Saturday, and I will be live streaming, and I will be going crazy at promoting this out, okay? Because this is extremely, 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 and I will say it a billion times, extremely, extremely important. All right? If you guys don't vote or don't do the survey, then I don't know what you want most from the channel. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to improve anything from titles to thumbnails to simple things such as moderation, the layout, the style of my production, and everything like that. All right, because, you know, I do enjoy doing this, but I won't enjoy doing it if you guys don't enjoy watching my my videos, right? It's the circle, you know? It's basically, if you make me mad, I will make you mad. If you make me happy, I will make you happy. So that's just kind of how it works here. Congrats on the mod upgrade, SP Aviation. Well, no, that's added into the survey, because I want to hear what you guys want as far as that goes. But yeah, how are you doing, Raptor? Yeah, by the way, you are in the Marysville area, right? Marysville? No, wait. Yuba City or Marysville or Chico, that area. And by the way, Raptor, yeah, you're getting a lot of rainfall. You're going to get a lot. Henry, Visalia. Oh my goodness, Visalia is way down there. Visalia, you're only going to get in Visalia over the 6-day period, you're only going to be getting, let's see here, let's go to rainfall totals per NBM forecast. So you're only looking at about a half an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain over that length of time. You're not looking at a whole lot through the next 10 days. In fact, you know what? With this first atmospheric river, you're not looking at anything virtually. That could change with minor ups and downs, north and south trends, but right now it's not looking very wet at all. Again, around a 1/2 inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain. Yep, you're missing out. That's La Nina. You're not getting much. It is very crazy to see. Like south of this line that I drew up has not had very much rain at all this season. It's been really, really, really dry. Okay, areas like here and further north have seen a lot of rainfall, especially Sacramento, the foothills, the mountains here of Northern California. It's gotten doused by a lot of rainfall, especially in most of November, but especially late November and early December when we had that historic atmospheric river up there. That really kind of hammered in the nail a little further. Oh, thank you. Hey, chick, I am going to be going to heaven. Okay, I'm a Christian. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. Yes, I'm going to heaven. No matter what. I don't need to do what's right. Well, I save people's lives. That's doing something right. But the way to get to heaven is you got to believe in him and trust in him. Read the Bible. I read the ESV version of the Bible, and you got to believe in him. Okay, you have to believe that he died on the cross and he was resurrected, and that's how you get to heaven. People think you get to heaven just by being a good person. Simply be doing good, not having drugs. No, you have to go to church. You have to learn and study. Oh my gosh, Raptor, you're funny. By the way, Raptor, you remind me of the F-22 Raptor. Well, that's your name, by the way, Raptor. You're a very loud jet with your afterburners. In fact, here comes the Raptor F-22. Here comes a barrel roll. That's the jet sound. Exactly, ID. Exactly. Amen on that. Yes, if you sin, you will go to hell. That's what we believe as in Christians. I don't want to get too religious stuff on the channel. That's not what I'm here for. That's for other channels, but I'm just saying, if you sin, you're not going to go to heaven. You will go to hell and you will be tormented. That's how it is. But if you believe in him, you trust in him that he died on the cross for your sins, you'll be resurrected with him into the holy city, Jerusalem. Now you really know a little bit of a background about who David Schlotthauer is over here. Why do you say that, Henry? Why do you say that? What's up, Titan? The planet Titan. Or no, wait, the moon Titan. So, yeah, wow, oh boy, it's almost 6 o'clock. Yeah, speaking of church, I have to head my way. I have to go to church tonight. It's Thursday night. Every Thursday. That's been the goal for a while. Thank you so much, chick. I do appreciate it. And I promise, I don't talk about religion in my videos, okay? That's mainly for a live stream thing. If people ask me, about religious stuff, then I'll probably intervene on that a little bit. But I'm not I don't want to call these YouTubers out. I'm not like Weatherman Plus or which free of speech. They're more than happy to do that, by the way. I can't stop them. They can do whatever they want. It's their channel. But I'm not like Weatherman Plus, where he will literally like read the Bible at the end of his videos and say, "Amen," kind of thing. I bet you guys are all laughing at me. I literally kind of articulated with him like that. Amen, kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Daya. I will shut my mouth. Okay? Hold me to it. Mmm. 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 Thank you, Raptor. Yeah. Amen on that. All right. Anyways, before I head out, before I end this, there will not, and I hate to say this, I am going to have to take a bow, and just say I'm sorry, but I will not have anything out tomorrow. I'm working all day. I will be busy with other things tomorrow besides work, so I will not have anything out tomorrow. Darn it! Darn it! I broke the tangent. I broke the one day of the year so far of not uploading. Well, hey, you know what? I have 2 videos out a day leading up to the middle of January, so I think we have some battery packs, right? We have some batteries stored up to keep the, to keep the tangent going. Oh, yeah. Bring on the Pineapple Express. Exactly. But yeah, I'm going to head off. It is about 6 o'clock here in California. Got to get ready for that storm tonight and tomorrow. And yes, I will not be on tomorrow, but we're going to have some fun on Saturday. It will be Saturday afternoon, kind of like this, and we will be live streaming for 3 hours just to have some fun. It's Saturday Night Live, and a lot of people liked it the last time when we went live too. So I think we're going to do these. I'm going to try these out for a little while, at least every Saturday. Wait, what's my schedule? Actually, yeah. Then the following Saturday. So this Saturday, let's see. Yes, so Saturday the 1st of February and Saturday the 8th of February, we will be able to do Saturday Night Lives based on everything. So, yes, I hope to see you all there on Saturday at around 3:30 in the afternoon, about probably like 4. I think we'll do 4. What time do you guys want me to go live on Saturday? Because it's Saturday Night Live. What time do you guys want me to go live at? Then I'll end it. You guys are the decision makers, not me. You guys are the audience. You guys are the human beings that I care about. So you guys help me decide. I don't decide for you. Oh, thank you, Chicken. Oh, wait, yeah. Chicken Landiva. Yeah. Oh, I'm hardworking. Believe me, when I'm not doing YouTube, I am doing something else that I, I don't get. I'm not like young teenagers where they can just sleep in as long as they want. No, I am very busy. I am all over the place. In fact, today I was going to be busy with something, but something got canceled, so that's why I was able to do this. Otherwise, I would have probably not been able to do much today. For your time, I think 5 o'clock, because 5, so 6, 7, 8. That will be 8 o'clock, and it's a Saturday, so no one should be going to bed really early on Saturday. So I think we're going to do Well, it's a 3-hour stream, so let's do 4. We're gonna do 4. You know what? No. We'll do 5. Because it gets dark about that, and it's Saturday Night Live. So we will go live at 5 until about 8 o'clock. So that will be 3 hours. And so, yeah, we're going to have some fun. We are going to have some fun, I promise. We're going to have some games planned out. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out something. Fly Eagle Southie. How is this clickbait? Literally, bud, how is this clickbait? You tell me, how is this clickbait? Come on. Come on, mister. Come on, mister. How's this clickbait? Your clickbait. How about that? Let me see your channel. I bet 90%. I bet your channel's clickbait. I bet it is. Oh no, it's not. It is not clickbait. Fly Eagle, Flying Eagle Fly. This is the national. Okay, ugh, man, this just opened a can of worms. You call it. Okay, for one thing, this is the national blend of model. Okay, this is the national blend of model that the National Weather Service uses. Okay. So I'm using a pretty conservative forecast, Eagle. If you want me to, I can use a Canadian. I could use this. Then you can call me clickbait. I could use this in my next thumbnail. How does that sound? I will use that in my next thumbnail. I could literally say 40 inches of rain expected. Then that's clickbait. So... And you know what? That's what we're going to discuss. On Saturday Night Live, I'm going to get to the bottom of what's clickbait and what's not. So we're going to go through some stuff so you guys understand this, because I need to be very clear and very clear with communication with you guys on what is clickbait and what is not clickbait. Okay? Please understand. Please understand. All right. Hey, you know what? Eagle, I'll give you some resources. Eagles Fly. Okay. Eagles Fly. Go check out a few channels. Okay. And I don't really want to call these channels out. I really don't, but I kind of have to. You probably know which channels there are anyways, but go check out DW, go check out WMP, all right, which is, you know, who that should be, Weatherman Plus. Go check out Direct Weather, go check out these other YouTube channels, and you come back and tell me on Saturday, all right? Come back and tell me on Saturday what you think, all right? Okay, I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to head off. All right, anyways, you guys, see you guys here Saturday at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Sounds, no, wait, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. We made a decision on that. Okay, 5 p.m. on Saturday, we are going live. It's going to be Saturday Night Live with David Schlotthauer. We're going to have some fun. Bring your friends, bring your family to watch my stream. Invite pizza, popcorn as well. We're going to have a good time. It's hangout night. Saturday Night Live with David Schlotthauer hosting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that would be 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. See you guys there. All right, big hug, and see you guys. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. See you guys.